Today's topic is about structure of frog's egg. Okay, let's begin. When it comes to the structure of frog's egg, the frog egg will be spherical in shape. That is, frog egg will be spherical in shape, and it is about the diameter is about 1.75 millimeter. Diameter will be about 1.75 millimeter. Okay, and this you can see here another diagram of frog egg. Here the frog egg will be surrounded by a thin layer of vitelline membrane. Okay, frog egg will be surrounded by vitelline membrane, and you can see here this is the vitelline membrane, and after vitelline membrane or next to vitelline membrane, the frog egg will be surrounded by three layers of albuminous substance. Okay, next to vitelline membrane, frog egg will be surrounded by 3 layers of albuminous substance. It is called tertiary egg membranes, or the tertiary egg membranes are also called jelly coat or jelly layers. Okay, let me change the slide. Okay, here you can see this photo here. Actually it is a male frog guarding the egg. Okay, here you can see many number of eggs. Here these eggs are one egg is attached to other eggs. That is next point is about function of the jelly coat. Here what is the function of jelly coat is that jelly coat serves the egg to get attached to other eggs. That is, because of the jelly coat, one egg is attached to the other egg, so it is a cluster of egg, or that is the mass of the egg. Okay, here and another function of the jelly coat is that, or the jelly layer, it not only helps the eggs to get attached together, but it also helps this egg mass or egg cluster to attach to a tree twig or the plant twig or the plant leaf. Okay, so that what happens when the egg mass will be laid on or will attach to a plant twig or the leaf or the plant part, so it is not easily washed away. Okay, it is not easily washed away because of the jelly coat. Like, eggs will be attached to each other, and egg will also get attached to the other debris or other plant material. Okay, so it won't it is not that easily wash away. Another function of the jelly coat or jelly layer is that this jelly layer is usually distasteful or not tasty. Okay, jelly layer is not tasty, so that what happens, this jelly layer protects these frog eggs from its enemies. Okay, so it protects the frog egg from the enemies, so enemies can't eat these eggs because it is not tasty. Jelly layer is not tasty. Okay, and another function of the jelly layer is that it also protects the egg from the fungi and other bacteria. It won't allow the fungi and bacteria to creep into this egg mass or this egg. Okay, eggs. And another function of the jelly coat is that when it is laid on some plant debris or plant parts, sun rays falls on these eggs, or the jelly coat. So what is the what is the significance of jelly coat is that it just acts as an insulator, or temperature inside the egg will be slightly more than the surrounding. Okay, the temperature inside the egg will be slightly more than the surrounding. So what happens, it slightly triggers, or it helps for the speed embryonic development. Okay, it helps the embryonic development to it just activates, or it makes the embryonic development speed. Okay. Next important thing about the frog egg is that frog egg is mesolacetal and telolacetal. Okay, frog egg is mesolacetal and telolacetal. Okay, frog egg is mesolacetal because it consists of medium concentration of the yolk. Okay, this mesolacetal and telolacetal words are defined based on the concentration of the yolk, okay, or based on yolk. Here frog egg is mesolecithal because it consists of like medium concentration of the yolk when compared to the eggs of the other organisms, okay. And frog egg is telolecithal because the yolk present in the frog egg is not evenly distributed, okay. That is, the yolk present in the frog egg is unevenly distributed. What, like one pole it will be more, one pole it will be less. So the frog egg is called telolecithal. Okay, two words you have to remember, that is mesolecithal and telolecithal. Okay. So this frog egg exhibits a polarity. Okay, hence because the egg exhibits definite polarity, that is one pole will be called animal pole and other pole will be called vegetal pole, okay. One pole will be called animal pole and this animal pole is called animal hemisphere, and other pole will be vegetal pole or vegetal hemisphere. This animal pole or the animal hemisphere consists of you can see here germinal vesicle, or it is also nucleus is like in case of egg or the oocyte, the egg is nucleus is called germinal vesicle, okay. That is in the animal pole or animal hemisphere, it consists of a germinal vesicle or nucleus and the cytoplasm, okay. Here the cytoplasm, and the cytoplasm in case of egg is called ooplasm, okay. Ooplasm. Here animal pole consists of a germinal vesicle or nucleus and cytoplasm. And another side will be, that is the vegetal hemisphere or vegetal pole. In case of vegetal pole, that is yolk concentration will be greater than the animal pole, okay. Vegetal pole consists of higher yolk concentration, and that is yolk accumulation will be more in the vegetal pole. In the animal pole or the animal hemisphere, it consists of germinal vesicle. Why it is called germinal vesicle? Because here the inside the egg or in the egg, the nucleus will be very large, and inside the nucleus, the nuclear sap is called nuclear sap, okay. The nuclear sap consists of haploid set of maternal chromosomes, okay. Nuclear sap or the inside the nucleus or germinal vesicle consists of haploid set of maternal chromosomes. So like this nucleus is very large and vesicular, so it is called germinal vesicle. This egg cytoplasm is like distinctly granular. Egg cytoplasm is granular, that is like granules type. Egg cytoplasm is granular and is differentiated into outer ectoplasm and inner endoplasm, okay. This is egg cytoplasm is differentiated into outer ectoplasm and inner endoplasm, okay. Inner endoplasm and outer ectoplasm. The ectoplasm is also called cortex, okay. The ectoplasm is also called cortex. This cortex is highly viscous in the sense thick, okay. This cortex is thick and viscous, and it remains like this this cortex or ectoplasm will be thicker in this animal region, and as it proceeds towards the vegetal region, this ectoplasm becomes thinner, okay. This ectoplasm will be thicker in the animal pole or animal hemisphere, and this ectoplasm or cortex becomes thinner as it like comes to the vegetal hemisphere or vegetal pole. The cortex or the ectoplasm contains the cortical granules, okay. This cortex contains the cortical granules, and these cortical granules contain acid mucopolysaccharide material, okay. This is cortical granules are made up of mucopolysaccharide material. This ectoplasm contains cortical granules, okay. After cortical granules, this ectoplasm also contain brown pigment granules, okay. After this cortical granules, it consists of a brown pigment granules like so. Outwardly, this because of the dark brown pigment, like brown pigment granules, outwardly the animal region will be dark in color, Because of the brown pigment layer, the egg outwardly consists of a dark brown animal region, and this vegetal region will be whitish in color. Okay, egg outwardly consists of, that is, dark brown animal region that is extends up to just below the equator, and vegetal region will be whitish, that is when we observe the egg from the outside. Okay, this endoplasm, and first layer will be ectoplasm, then the innermost, that is cytoplasm, that is called endoplasm. Endoplasm contains the cytoplasmic organelles. Like mitochondria, Golgi complex, endoplasmic reticulum, and centrioles. Okay, and this in the vegetal hemisphere, yolk is heavily accumulated, or higher concentration of the yolk, and this yolk represents the reserve food material for the egg. Okay, this is about structure of egg. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening.